Good morning, participants, esteemed judges, viewers. My name's Ethan Barnes, and I work here at Ascend now as part of the management team. I'm actually going to be your host for this morning, evening, or even late night. Kind of depends where you are, but we're from all around the world today, and we're absolutely stoked to have you joining us as these young entrepreneurs really lay it all on the table. So welcome to Ascend Now's United Bullpen. Now, I'm just going to give you a quick little bits and bobs here, but since our inception about 4.5 years ago, we've really grown quickly to encompass a team of more than 100 teachers and over 3,000 students. Now our goal is really to bridge this gap between learning and enjoyment and vaulting past this pitfall and enabling our students to gain skills that will really serve them well throughout their academic careers as well as beyond. Hence our focus on entrepreneurship as well. It's a really great spot to really hone some skills. But to tell you a little bit more and to introduce and really to welcome us to the event, Devi, I'd love to pass to you, please.
Hi guys, I'm Devi Sani, and I'm the founder of Ascend Now. I'm so excited to hear today's set of pitches. I think it's really proof that entrepreneurship can begin at any age, and age indeed is just a number. So I want to wish the participants all the best of luck. You guys were chosen amongst I think quite a few applications this year. So you've already won in a sense in that you've been selected to partake in the finals, but just remember that entrepreneurship, it's not a journey that ends here. Whatever happens today, it's a continuous journey, right? People say it takes to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to be able to fail and fail quickly and then adapt, relearn, repeat, right? And we know that so well. I think the judges know that even better because they've all sort of been entrepreneurs, coaches, have started multiple businesses, exited multiple businesses. So I think use this as an opportunity to stay in touch, right? Stay in touch not only with us, but some of the judges. With that being said, I wish you guys all the best and, break a leg.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Debbie. We really appreciate your words of encouragement for everyone as well and having you here today at the same point in time. Now, before I run you through the format for today's competition, let me introduce you to our panel of judges, and my word, it's an impressive one this time around. First off, I'd love to introduce Jonathan. Now, Jonathan's a strategic innovator and problem solver focused on system design from the perspective of human-centered design. He works at the Brigham Digital Innovation Hub, using his interdisciplinary background of user experience, business strategy, and visual design. Jonathan received his master's degree in design innovation from Mass Art in Boston, with specialties in user experience strategy, systems thinking, and concept development. So welcome to the panel, Jonathan.
Thank you so much.
Secondly, we won't ask him to speak too much today, but I'd like to introduce Khan. Now, Khan brings a level of multicultural experience to the table with 17 years living in 6 different countries around the world. He is a licensed accountant and has worked extensively in consultant and auditing. Most recently, Khan has been involved in private equity, in which he oversees and is involved in overall strategy for the Japan entity, as well as US, China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan entities. Khan is excited to see what ideas these young entrepreneurs have to present today. So hi, Khan, and welcome to the panel. Thirdly, we have Marcelo. Now, Marcelo has a degree in chemical engineering from the Universidad Nacional de Mar del Plata, Argentina. And he worked at Dow Chemical for 30 years in a journey that includes geographies, businesses, and functions from all sorts of walks. Based in Brazil since 2001, he finished his career as Latin America polyurethane marketing director with a special focus in energy efficiency and carbon emissions. He's currently the director at ABMAN, Brazil Association of Business Mentors. Now, Marcelo brings a solid and historical experience in non-profit volunteer activities, including math and English lessons for low-income communities. So welcome, Marcelo, again. Finally, last but not least, Marijana is an educator and an executive business coach who has been helping businesses and entrepreneurs thrive for over 2 decades. In addition, she specializes in civic development, helping promote civic engagement and initiatives to improve society at large. So welcome, Marijana. Now, folks, the panel is absolutely stacked, but let me quickly run you through the format so that everyone knows exactly what's happening today. Now, each finalist is going to have 5 minutes to present their idea before answering questions from our panel of judges for another 5 minutes. Now, I'm going to do a little dance. No, I jest. I'll just be doing a little bit of wave to participants when they have 1 minute left for their presentation, and then I'll give them a sort of stop signal once the 5 minutes are complete. There will be 1 minute for our finalists to switch over, and during that time, we're going to pop over a question to you, the audience, so that we can choose our audience's favorite as well. During that time, the judges will score everyone, and we'll see what sort of happens. Maybe we'll have a bit of a chat. Now, I'm stoked to be here. I know our judges are revving to go. Entrepreneurs, we can't wait to see the energy and zest for life that you guys bring to the table. And I would personally just like to mention that, look, I didn't come up with any ideas when I was your age. So you guys are seriously, seriously impressive. And I never thought that I would be in such a privileged position to be able to see some of these ideas. So you're an absolute inspiration. Now, break a leg, folks. First off, I'd like to introduce our first entrepreneur. So we would like to invite to the table Athena Djojonegoro.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hi, Athena.
Hi. Great. I can't really I don't have options to share screen or anything, so I'm
Really?
yeah.
All the Are you not a panelist? Right? I'm
No.
sorry, Kira, will we please make Athena a panelist if you're okay with that? I don't think she's a panelist at this point in time.
Yeah, I've sent her an invite.
Athena, will you accept that invite when you have the opportunity, please? And in the meantime, I think Lena has a little video we can play while we face these technical difficulties. Lena, after you.
Hi, my name is Athena Djojonegoro. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Indonesia. I'm excited to be competing in the Bullpen this year to pitch my business Commence Circle. Commence Circle is an services such as website design, social media planning, e-commerce listing, and more at an affordable price to small business owners. We then use our revenue as loans for more entrepreneurs. Through this, I hope to harness the possibility of virtual growth to create an impact and continuously support businesses. With that said, I'm participating in the Bullpen this year to not only gain feedback, but raise more awareness and support for my organization. I look forward to meeting everyone.
Fantastic, and that's a nice little introduction to Athena. Are you ready now, Athena?
Yes, okay.
Fantastic. Whenever you're ready, I'll start the timer and you're off. Good luck.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Athena Djojonegoro and I'm from Indonesia. This is my business Commence Circle, wherein I help small businesses and solopreneurs develop an online presence by providing essential e-services and then lending my earnings as microloans to help other small businesses. Now, before we begin, please scan this code to view my portfolio. The vision of Commence Circle was born when I realized a technological divide and how many small businesses around me were lacking knowledge of virtual growth or were in need of financial assistance. To provide some statistics, 81% of small business owners in Indonesia experience a shortage of cash since COVID. 34% of small businesses in India state concerns on access to finance since the pandemic, and 83% of Indian small businesses lack knowledge in the digital space. With the intention of helping out these entrepreneurs, I founded Commence Circle to help any small business using my technical skills such as website development, social media marketing, e-commerce listing, and Google Business Listing, and then through providing microfinance loans from the earnings I received from doing these services. The features that set us apart from other businesses providing e-services are our low cost, as we charge much lesser than the standard pricing provided in the market. Secondly, we are basically what I call a circular nonprofit, and here's why. Whatever I earn from the work I do for my clients, I loan it to other small businesses that need it to do their work. This ensures that I'm making an impact constantly and cyclically. And in my opinion, our work is top quality, 100% customized according to the client's needs, and provides utmost value. Here's a glimpse into my website. People can read about the services we offer, and then they can go to our services page to select and then book a meeting with me. In the booking page, they can pick a time to meet with me, and then we can discuss any requirements. These are some of the projects that I have done which I will speak about more later on in the presentation. And this relates to website development, market research, social media planning, and copywriting. We are targeting small business owners and solopreneurs, those who don't have a good online presence or don't understand how to get it, as well as those in need of small loans to help grow their startup or business. Our business model starts off with an initial meeting with the client, and then I begin my work according to an hourly rate of $5 per hour, and then any revisions or edits as needed. The client then approve the e-services and then make their payment, and then we use all our revenue to provide loans for 3 to 6 months at 0.5% interest per month. Projects I have done so far include a full international website, market research for the Singapore market, and an Instagram plan for a full 15 days for Wear Equal, which is a sustainable clothing business in India. For Bitspoon, which is a product-based company, and Aurorize, which is a service-based company with subscriptions, I have completed their full e-commerce websites. And for Uruku, I've completed the copywriting for their website. The sales I've made so far are $800 Singapore dollars and about 50,000 Indian rupees. Here are some screenshots of different sources of ways I have accepted payments, as my clients are from different parts of the world. As for microfinancing, we have loaned the requested amount to these 3 small businesses as per our guidelines over here. And here are a few of our testimonials from our clients, which talk about our high quality work as well as our efficiency. For our future work, we are targeting business organizations and looking for job openings on LinkedIn. If you decide to invest in my business today, I hope to be able to provide loans to more small businesses and spend more time providing e-services to the businesses looking for an online presence. Here is our email and our website address. Thank you guys for your time and thank you for listening.
Fantastic. Thank you, Athena. That was really, really efficient as well as really well clearly laid out. Judges, no one wants to hear my voice anymore. So would anyone like to kick us off with a question? Marjana, yeah, we can go to you. Happy to go with that?
Yeah, I'm happy to start. Great job, Athena. This was really well done and a great idea. I was jotting down a few questions as you presented. Mimi, how do you get your clients? You said they generally don't have online presence, and is that because they just don't know that, but they're online and looking to get in, or do you recruit? Do you actively seek out clients?
So we started off a few months ago by searching for business organizations that target specific entrepreneurs, like women entrepreneurs or solopreneurs. And from there, as we got our clients, it spread it through word of mouth, or we sort of targeted anybody that they knew that were looking for help on the e-services that I provide.
Perfect. Now, I love the circular nonprofit. Love that concept. Now, when you say revenue, are you paying yourself and when you say we, whoever is working with you, are you paying yourself first and then whatever's left over goes into the circular nonprofit, or is it straight up and you're volunteering your time?
So yeah, I'm volunteering my time, and everything that these clients pay us, we're giving them away as loans.
Okay, very good, very good. And do you have any mechanisms in place against default when you loan people money out and they just can't pay? You lose that money. Is there anything in place that protects you against that?
Yes. So when we have decided to give away our loans, we have signed agreements and a contract, and right now the loan is in process. So that's what we have in.
Great, thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marjana. Sorry, Marcelo, I think I cut you off earlier, but can we go to you next if that's all right?
Thank you, Ethan. Well, congratulations, Athena. That was really awesome. Very well done in your time, and helping other people to develop is always a beautiful purpose. So congratulations. I have a couple of questions. first of all, two are related. What's your team? You didn't mention a lot about your team, although you touched briefly now. But related to that one, I see a lot of manual interaction with your customers, and you have a lot of time developing the interaction with the customers and stuff. And you know that one of the main goals of a startup is to be able to scale up and attend more customers and take care of more customers with the same resources. So do you have any ideas about how to make automation of your system and be able to scale it without continually hiring people? You know what I mean? So tell me a bit more about your team and potential scalability of the project, automation, whatever.
So when we started our business, it pretty much started with just me. So I would reach out to the clients, have a meeting as usual, and then we would discuss all the things that they wanted. One idea we did have was to get more people on our team. Obviously, that would speed up the process. Another way we had in mind was, as we started developing like a more like well-known base, so people know like I have a portfolio and people understand what sort of work that I'm doing. We're planning to make it as if people are coming to us instead of us coming to them, and people can message me like their requirements instead of us having to set up an initial meeting. So they're coming to me more so as if like they already know what they have in mind and they know what exact services that I'm providing. So another thing I mentioned in my presentation was using LinkedIn. So hopefully using LinkedIn means like they're the ones connecting with me, and hopefully that speeds up the process of gaining more new clients as well as completing more projects at the same time.
Okay, awesome. I have another brief one. You have any competitors doing the same thing around you, and can you explain your differentials or why are you better?
Okay, yes, we do have a lot of competitors. One thing that's really stood out was like Fiverr. So basically freelancers that people could get online. But I think what made us stand out is that our circular nonprofit part and also our low cost, because we are giving a service that's of high value to all these entrepreneurs at a very low cost compared to when people hire freelancers on Fiverr or other networks, as well as we're also nonprofit, as all these other businesses are also gaining value from all the work that we do.
Thank you, Athena. Thanks for your time. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
John, we've got time for one more, and we'll go to you for that one.
Sure, thanks. Great presentation. I love the idea of bringing two services that are not traditionally, put together. Lending and digital services. Quick question about your customer. Do you see your customer needing the same services, both the services you're offering? And are there ever scenarios where they only need one of your services?
Yes, so we focus on providing e-services. So there's like many different ways, and that's how we're trying to get different clients. So they come to us for different types of e-services, not just one type. And yes, we are looking to target different businesses for the microfinance and for the e-service portion. So there are cases if they could use it, but our main target is to use like what we get from the clients who request our e-services, and then we cover other small businesses who are more focused on needing financial loans. So we're trying to cover many different industries.
Wonderful, thanks.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well done, Athena. Just while we pop a poll open for the audience to choose what they thought of your idea. Judges, can I direct you to your score sheets? And Athena, there's one question from the audience I'd love you to answer just while everyone's doing that. How did you come up with the name Comment Circle? Was that, I kind of understand it, but what was your thinking when you first started off?
Okay, so the word commence was like to start or begin something, and I thought that sort of related to the way I started my own business, as well as like to inspire like other businesses willing to get an online presence, especially since the pandemic. And the word circle was inspired by just like everything sort of flowing in like one cycle. So we thought of the idea that the money that comes into us also comes out to other things that are also equally adding value. So that's how I combine the two words for this business.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the time that you've given today and for being so clear with everything that you've tried to explain today as well. Well done. Round of applause, and wish you all the best. In the meantime, the poll is closing, folks, and just while we have our next entrepreneur coming on, Lena is going to play a little video for you introducing them better than I will ever be able to anyways. But in the meantime, please welcome Kaitlin.
Hi, my name is Kaitlin. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Indonesia. I'm the founder of Makan Impact, an app designed to reduce food inequality in Indonesia by providing channels for redistributions of food while limiting household waste. I'm attending this bullpen to measure my progress with Makan Impact and gain more feedback from the judges.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kaitlin. Oh, we haven't quite got her on as panelist yet. It must still just be moving in that direction. Hopefully it gets us there in a moment. But wonderful. Here we go. Now technology works. Spectacular. Kaitlin, how are you?
Hi.
Good to see you again. I know that you've done one bullpen before, so you feel like you're more ready for this one?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right. Fantastic. Well, we're looking forward to it. Whenever you're ready, let's get it going.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name is Kaitlin, and some of you might remember me from a couple months back. Today, I will be pitching my business idea, Makan Impact. Ever since a young child, I was raised in a household who is very passionate about the food industry and about making a positive change. Makan Impact started when observing the problem where Indonesians contribute to around 23 to 48 tons of food annually, which results in a lot of energy loss. To put it into perspective, 23 to 48 tons of food waste is equivalent to about 70,000 bowls of rice being wasted annually at a minimum. This of course impacts the environment because of its large CO2 footprint and lots of energy being lost. The amount of energy wasted was enough to provide one meal to 125 million people per year. This is a completely preventable problem because this problem stems from the behavior people have. They buy too much food, they throw away foods that aren't eaten or expired, and the Indonesian culture where food is a representation of love and purchasing a lot of food and throwing lavish parties are a symbol of status. It is not only a problem, but it is a problem in a country where there is a lot of food inequality. So on the one hand, we have people who are very wealthy, can afford to waste food, but we also have 24 million Indonesians who are unable to meet the minimum calorie requirement. This is why I'm very passionate about this and why I want to solve food waste in my home country. So if we were to summarize this problem into a problem definition statement, on the one hand, the Indonesian society needs to become aware and needs to keep track of how much food they waste. And we also need to find a way to recycle the leftover food because it can reach those who need it. So our solution is Makan Impact. And I would just like to share a little backstory of our name. So Makan means food in Indonesian, and it is a play on the words make an impact. So Makan Impact is essentially a bilingual food waste tracker that allows for users to manage their consumption and waste while recommending alternate options to managing food waste, such as reinvention of foods, access to food banks, and more. In our initial research, we found the pains and gains of our consumers and created our app to match these insights. With a quick search on Apple Store and a click of a button, gaining access to our services is easy, as everything is accessible on our app. We also allow more than one user to track their household waste, and all of our competitors do not allow the option of adding more than one person to track a household's waste. And we believe by allowing users to connect with friends and family, we provide them with another motive to consistently choose Makan Impact. Users also gain access to points and rewards for every time they use our app, which also serves as another incentive for them to consistently use our app. On our app, users gain direct channels to local food banks if they wish to redistribute their leftover foods. They are able to customize and track their consumption versus waste, and turn on expiry notifications and get inspired to reinvent meals with our recipes. Here's where you can connect with others and track your food waste together with your friends or families. So we target multiple groups. We target families that have a lot of people to feed and thus a lot of groceries to purchase. Secondly, we target young moms who might be interested in food sustainability and need inspiration on what to cook with the available groceries they have. And finally, we also target local food banks and F&B industries who will also partner up with us for our rewards and voucher system. We mainly earn our profits from our freemium model and partnerships in order to promote our business from universities to food banks to NGOs and hopefully in the future, the government. Through benchmarking, we found that these prices listed here were the most suitable with still competitive pricing. To market our service and gain traction on our app, we plan to utilize social media first, such as Facebook, influencers in the food sustainability space, Instagram, and TikTok. We will also implement word of mouth strategies to gain a wider audience. So what is the impact from Makan Impact? Firstly, if we reach our target of 300 to 500 users within the first 12 months, we would be able to save up to 2.5 tons of carbon dioxide released in the environment while still changing the behavior of users, raising awareness, and reducing the impact on the environment. You can scan this QR code to follow our Instagram and join me in the movement to save the love and the planet. Thank you for listening.
Well done, Kaitlin. That was much improved. I know I've seen the previous one. I'm not sure the judges have, but that was much improved from the last one, I have to say. So let's see what they have to say. But can I kick you off with a question from the audience first, if that's all right? Can I just ask and the audience member has asked, what if people that could use this app don't have a device like a phone or laptop?
So that is one of the problems that we have not really thought of yet because we're still in the developing stage of the app. But if they don't have access to phones and a device, they can still connect to food banks because these food banks, they have like local, they have like a little bin where you can drop off your food. And these are like near like really popular places in Indonesia. And so if there's no devices, then you can go to these drop-off bins and just drop off your donations there.
Okay, cool. Maybe that's another way to even raise awareness of this even further. Judges, I hand over to you. John, do you mind if we start going the other way around this time?
For sure. Thanks for this presentation. It's really interesting stuff. I did a lot of research into this as similar topic in grad school, so great to see you working on this. One thing that I was struggling with as well is like the distribution of the food. I know you're working with food banks, but have you thought of other ways to like actually move the food and so it's easy for people to access and share?
So our main priority was food banks because through market research, we noticed that here in Indonesia, it's the easiest method for people to gain access to foods, but there are also other initiatives such as school clubs and other personal NGOs where people go to the food donation themselves and also donate their time to collecting foods and giving it directly to the orphanages or the people that need the food donations without using the food banks as a channel. So that is another way of redistributing the food around.
Wonderful. Quick follow-up if you don't mind. Who do you see like transporting the food? Is it that's something that a partnership, or is that the users in the app or the food banks and other like
So
that?
for in terms of getting the food around, when we were emailing with the potential partners, we asked them how will our users get the food, and so the food banks offer free services where they have their own delivery trucks, and what they do is you call them at their phone number, and you tell them your address, and those trucks will come to your address and they will pick up the food, and then they will send it off to whoever the donations are getting to at that moment. And so users don't have to worry about the logistics or anything because they're all provided by our partners.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Kaitlin. Marcelo.
Yeah, oh, congratulations, Kaitlin. This was an awesome presentation, much better for sure. And beautiful and meaningful purpose. I really love it. I had a question about logistics. You already answered, so we can save some time here. Perhaps one comment suggestion, you know that according to behavioral economics, we humans are a very strange animal. And perhaps, I don't know if you have that in, or at least I didn't hear that, but competition, you know, if you put people to compete, like who saves more food, you will be awesome. How much you improve your results by just running little competitions, you know, in a building or even within the families. I think you mentioned something about rewards, but I didn't know if you included the idea of put people to compete. And I am sure that will increase your savings. So just such only a recommendation.
Thank you for that recommendation. Adding on to the rewards and point system, we did not think of adding competition yet, but that is also definitely something we can implement during our app development. But our main idea for the rewards and point system is that when users first download the app, there is this tree, however, without any of the hearts. And basically, the more that users track their food or use our app or recommend our app to other users, the more hearts that will appear in this tree. And each heart represents the amounts of points you have with our app. And the more points you get, they're transferable to discounts and rewards for local F&B businesses. So that's the reward system.
Put 2 or 3 trees back to back and people competing for hearts, you will be surprised.
Yes, we will definitely put that into consideration when we're further developing the app.
Thank you.
What a wonderful idea. Marjana, if you've got any questions, I'm going to ask you to ask it. But audience, we're also going to launch the poll at this point in time. So while that's being answered, or if Khan has anything, then we'll go with that. Sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, you mentioned you would operate on a freemium model. What does the pay for service offer that the free service does not offer?
So the basic service is that users can download our app and they get to track their food waste, and they also they can add 1 member. However, if they were to pay for the freemium model, they gain access to the channels to the food banks. They also gain access to the recipes to reinvent their leftover foods. And also, if you're a basic member, you can still collect points. However, if you want to transfer it into discounts, you would have to pay the freemium model to do that.
Thank you. I love this idea. This is a cause near and dear to my heart. So I don't have any further questions.
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, done really well, Kaitlin. I'm very impressed with that. Let's see what our panel thinks this time. But in the meantime, we're going to have our last participant join us on stage. And our last participant, of course not least, is Doruk Okur. We have a little video that we're going to introduce of him as well, just as he pops over from attendees into the panelists. So Lena, after you.
My name is Doruk. I am 15 and I live in Singapore. My business idea, SG VolunTeen, is essentially an app that brings together all of the volunteering opportunities in Singapore that are suitable for IB students and helps them track their total service hours done. I decided to join the Bullpen because I wanted to get some external insight of my idea and see how I can improve it. I also want to practice my presentation skills for when I present my ideas to schools and volunteering centers. Something I struggle with often is my public speaking skills, so I thought that by doing the Bullpen, I could boost my confidence and speak better to crowds. I'm excited to meet you all and receive your feedback.
All right, Doruk, welcome to the stage, mate.
Hello.
Happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Whenever you're ready, let's get started. But I look forward to seeing how those public speaking skills do in this little presentation. Good luck.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Can you see the screen? Yep, okay, all right. Hello, board. Today, I would like to present to you my idea, SG VolunTeen. So before I get started, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Doruk Okur. I'm in grade 10. I'm 15 years old, and I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship and helping the community. So let's get a gist of the idea. So SG VolunTeen is actually an app that brings together the volunteering centers and students under one roof. Now to get the gist of what the app is like, let's go into the context. So IB students are actually really well-rounded students where the academics, they don't only matter for grades, but they're also curious about their involvement in the community. This is recorded through doing 150 hours of volunteering and is rewarded by giving an extra mark on their final score. So now that you have an idea what the app is like and what IB students are, let's go to the problem. So something that they often struggle with is time management. As you may assume, keeping track of 150 hours of volunteering is not an easy task, so we can help with that. Another problem is inefficient organization system. So say you're a student and you just got out of school, you have no homework to do and you have free time and you decide to go volunteering. So you'd have to find somewhere near your school, maybe you'd go there and what if it's closed or what if it's under renovation? It could be anything and you would have just wasted a bunch of time doing nothing. And then also some students experience social anxiety. And as you may know, volunteering is all about meeting new people and helping the community. So this is pretty hard for them actually for the first time. And also documenting your total hours done. We help with that, yeah. So here's some market research. In Singapore, there's 1,800 students, IB students, and 175,000 in the world. So this is a really big market that you can expand upon. And each year, about 1% of IB students get a 45, which is a perfect score. So I think that even if you don't get a 45, an extra mark is always a good thing. So I believe in the philosophy that every mark counts. So in Singapore, there are about 2,500 active volunteers. And by launching this app, we can maybe up that number to the 3,000s. And also IB students spend about 50 to 200 hours of volunteering every their study period, yeah. So the target audience would be obviously mainly students, as they will be the ones using our apps and giving us feedback. There could also be parents. So some of these parents might want to go with their children to the volunteering to support them. It's not an easy task for everyone, so parent support is always appreciated. So volunteering centers will also be a part of our app, as they will be the ones putting the volunteering opportunities. So we're actually the middleman. We're not giving any volunteering opportunities. So without them, we wouldn't have anything. And also schools, we'll be using schools as advertising. So by partnering with schools, we'll be able to get them to spread the idea around with other students, and we can increase the user base. So the solution, my app SG VolunTeen, is essentially a dedicated marketplace. What I mean by this is that if a student is, if one of the volunteering opportunities is to deliver, a student obviously cannot because they're not of driving age yet, so it'd be pointless to have it on the app. We also help with easy booking, so there's students can have as much time saved as possible, tracking their total hours done, and gaining skills from volunteering opportunities. In the 2 years that they do all that volunteering, they'll be gaining skills from it that they'll be using for the rest of their lives. So here's an idea of what the app would look like. There'll be this wheel with categories, so that could be arts, children, welfare, and and the total hours done would be in the middle. Here's what the filters would look like, and here's what the general page would look like, and we can book it and etc. So our revenue model, it's actually, we're not going to be charging anything for the app from the students, because we don't want to block them out. We want to make this opportunity available for everyone. So we're actually just going to be doing advertising. And since we're very passionate about helping the community, 60% of our profits will be sent back to fund the community, and the rest of the 40% will just be used to develop the app and keep it up to date. So here's our roadmap. 12 days ago, I had our first prototype, today with the Bullpen, obviously. So a month from now, we want to secure partnerships and get feedback for improvement. Hopefully I can get that from you. 2 months from now, we have a first launch of the app, partnerships with schools, and in addition to that, we'll have a website and an Instagram page. And 3 months from now, we'll have a higher outreach of partnerships and a stronger user base. We estimate that about 20% of students that find our app will sign up. So the impact I want to create on the community is, not only do I want to bring the community closer, but I also want to increase the number of volunteers. So Singapore's population is very elderly, and I think that young people can use their energy to build back on the community. I also want to help students achieve a higher score and reduce their stress. So IB students are under a lot of pressure in school. And even though the small steps, such as tracking the total hours done, isn't a big thing, I still think that every step counts. Thank you for your time, and now open for questions.
Well done, Doruk. I know you were rushing a bit at the end there, and I could tell there was a bit of nervousness throughout, but you held yourself well, so well done. Don't worry. I'd love to go to Khan first, actually. I know that he did IB himself, so maybe just asking him what he thinks of this is a good way to start.
Yeah, thanks, Ethan, and thank you so much, Doruk. Great presentation. I think it's very thorough. I was going to ask some questions around like your revenue model, how you came up with the idea, but I think you covered everything that I wanted to ask. One thing I wanted to ask is, have you soft tapped the market already? Like, do you have a sense for how many users you can see using? I mean, I would have definitely used this app when I was taking the IB. I think it's a great idea, but I just want to get a sense how far you took the research at this stage.
Yeah, so we made a few Google forms and we sent those to students. About a few of them said they'd use it, or about 80% of them said they used it. But we also have to consider in the fact that you have to sign up and verify your account and all that. Not every student's bothered enough to do that sometimes. And we've also communicated with one of the schools in Singapore, UWC East, and they said that they'd be open to partner with us and that they're very interested in the idea.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I think it's really good that you took that additional step to do the research. And I also think it's a good idea that you're not charging the students. That's definitely going to boost up your user base.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Khan. Marcelo, I'll go to you next.
Doruk, thank you so much for presentation. You are very humble, because really your presentation skills are great. So you don't need to be worried about that. You did great, and I really appreciate that. I love the idea. And I also, building on top of that, I think that you are very humble also with the 20%. I mean, if it's free and everybody loves the idea, I know you want to start conservative, but I think you have opportunities for much more than 20% of the student. And building on that, have you thought about going beyond IB students? I mean, this could be a great marketplace for volunteering in general. Do you have any plans for that?
Yeah, we first want to be able to expand out of Singapore into other markets with lots of IB students. And once we have a strong user base in those, we want to be able to expand to all students, and even if we can, maybe adults. Yeah.
Super. I love it. Congratulations, Doruk.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Marcelo and Doruk. Marjana.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, had you not said anything about public speaking, I would have never guessed you were a natural, a pro. I love public speaking, and I think you've done better than me, than I would have done. I do have one comment. Love the presentation, love the business idea, love the model. On your slide of, I think it was third or fourth slides, one of the things to check before, no, go back, back. It really doesn't matter. It was like a third slide from the beginning, or before you present anything, make sure that your presentation is flawless. Singapore needs to be capitalized.
Oh,
I right away saw that. So that is literally the only thing that for me was, oh, this is not how it should be. Everything else was flawless. I don't really have any questions. You've presented everything really well. So just that comment, and excellent job.
all right. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Then I'm going to go to John.
Thanks. Great presentation. I think this was really interesting. Yeah, I think scoping this, once you find your user base to a broader population, I think makes a ton of sense as well. Quick question. You said you did some research, and I know you listed some problems as well. Did one or two problems feel like more important than the others from the research that you did?
So on the problem side, sorry. So I think the main one really was keeping track of the total hours and inefficient organization systems. Those are the two main focuses. So obviously it's really hard to keep track of all that time, and maybe these students have to document every time they went, the times at which they went, and it's a real bit hassle, right? And also the organization system. So the government actually has an app for this, but it's not like specifically made for students, and it's kind of messy. So it's pretty hard to find out. And there's also not much of a booking system. It's more of a walk in and hope it's available. So once we went like on a 30-minute car drive at 7 a.m. in the morning just for it to be full, and we couldn't go in. So yeah.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for that.
No problem.
All right, mate. I'm going to open up the poll for everyone. But just while that's happening, I've got a question myself. I was wondering, I know that in the next 30 days, you've planned partnerships and feedback. Is that right?
Yeah.
For your sort of next steps. Do you have any primary targets for your partnerships already? And potentially, how many would you like to have, given that it's in Singapore as the aim? How many are you aiming for? Or maybe I missed that in my head, or I've forgotten at least after all these questions.
So for the feedback, I plan on getting some from you guys, but we've also sent some Google Forms regarding the app, and a lot of people said they'd want to try out the beta, so that's pretty good. And also for partnerships, we want to partner with a few of like the most popular volunteering opportunities in Singapore. So there's such as SG VolunTeen, and there's a few more. I can't recall them right now, but there's a few. We've already had their emails, fax, phone number, all organized in a system. And regarding schools, I obviously want to talk to my school first, and if they're interested. And we've also talked to the counterpart of my school. So I go to UWC Dover, and there's also another campus called the East Campus. And we've talked with them, and they said they're very interested in the idea.
That's awesome. I'd love to say, as ex-UWC myself, Dover, I refuse to recognize East, but as a Dover, I would love to see them sort of like come up with this and really latch onto this and get on board. All right, fantastic. All right, very cool. So at this point in time, folks, well done, Doruk. We're going to pop you back into the attendees for a little bit. And judges, I'd love for you to sort of collate your scores a little bit, see if you'd like to adjust anything or change things at the end of this now that you've seen everyone at this point in time. But while the other judges are doing that, I'm actually going to come to each of you and ask you to give us a couple of words on anything inspirational or anything that you have as suggestions for our young entrepreneurs here, or anyone else planning to start a business really as well. It doesn't only have to be young folk. Any of us could do it again. But yes, so I'm actually going to start with Khan so that he can rest his voice. Khan, can I come to you first? Anything to say to everyone?
Yeah, sure. First of all, congratulations, everyone. I know you've put a lot of time and effort into this, and you might be relieved that you've finished your presentation, but the journey is just about to start. I love how it was full of energy, but also very, very unique. I love like how some of the presentations had a QR code to scan. I've never seen this in my day-to-day presentations. Use of Canva was really good too. A lot of the visual effects, clear messaging, well thought out processes. I could see this from all the presentations. So that was very good. The last thing is that I could tell that all of you really genuinely cared about, or like the issues, or you found problems in. So I think that is just going to help you get to where you need to be. Really caring about the idea. It's really I think it's amazing that you guys have actually made this idea into a business model or business idea. So yeah. Again, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Khan. Really appreciate your words and the fact that you've joined us, even though you're a little bit sick right now. So that's awesome. I'm glad that we could hold you in good stead. John, may we go to you next, please?
Thanks. Yeah. Great work, everyone. It's really great to see the creativity here, and this type of project is always super complex. And you guys did a really good job of distilling it down into the core components and explaining how the solution matches the problem. One piece of advice I'd say is, like, as you continue doing this, just always think about the story you're telling. Think about who that person is, and like find ways to like connect it to real people. That always really helps. But regardless, great presentations. Amazing job.
Fantastic. Thank you, John. Really appreciate it. Marijuana, can we go to you, please?
Sure. I'm also impressed by all the presentations and everything I've seen. It was really well done, very well thought out, created problem solutions, love all the problems, love all the solutions. And I was talking to Ethan before we started, and I'll have to mention it again, with the volunteer app. You guys need to connect with each other because, especially for nonprofits, volunteers are basically free workforce. So you get to keep more money from your revenue for reinvesting in the business, and it provides volunteer opportunities. So I can just see a network here. You can solve each other's problems. One needs volunteers, one needs volunteering opportunities. So that's, I would love to see you working together.
Absolutely agree. Just to give you a quick idea, everyone, we were talking about there being a new CEO in town, Chief Ecosystems Officer. Partnerships are huge nowadays. And obviously, if you can't get on board with other startups and stuff like that, I'm sure you can build up and really make sure that the vision connects. But that's great. Thank you, Marijan. I really appreciate that too. And last but not least, Marcelo.
Yeah, thank you. I will repeat myself. The last time I was at Bullpen, I said, it's 8 a.m. in Sao Paulo. What a great way to start my weekend. I cannot think of a better way to start my weekend. I'm so impressed with all this energy, the quality of the material, the presentations. And I think that was Debbie that said that everybody wins here. It's going to be probably one winner, but to be here and what you did, it's just amazing. So I fully agree on Debbie's words. Everybody wins. And also keep in mind that this is just a picture. Today is only a photo in a big film. Whatever that happens today, you already won, guys, the three of you. So you will see a lot of ups and downs, but don't give up. You will pivot many times. And I'm sure this is just the start of a great career. And I like to finish with my favorite sentence: the more I train, the luckier I am. So keep training, keep pushing. You are already winners, guys. Thank you. Congratulations.
I think that's a good opportunity for a little round of applause as well to everyone. So well done, folks. Well done to all of our entrepreneurs. And just because I know you're sick of hearing my voice, I'm going to invite Pavan Sampath, our COO, to announce the winners, as well as to give us any closing statements before we pop off, and maybe ask a few questions to our winner as well, who we will promote back to panelist. Pavan.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ethan. First off, as always, I'd like to thank everyone, judges especially, for making the time. I know it is a weekend, and I think that these students as well really appreciate your input. One thing I do want to say before I announce the winners is we've been conducting these bullpens for about maybe 2.5, 3 years now. And when we first started, it was kids with wild ideas, a turtle robot on the beach that collects trash. And today we're talking with kids that have prototypes, that have wireframes, that are actually going out and helping people, creating impact, generating revenue. So it's really amazing to see that students are not only having amazing ideas, but they're also working on them and they're bringing it to life. And to think that if they can do this at, 14, 15, 16 years old, just imagine what they can do when they're in their 20s and 30s. It's mind blowing. So it really is an honor for me to be able to work with kids that are this open to new ideas and really put in the effort to get there as well. So without further ado, we do have two prizes that we give out. One is the audience favorite. So from all the polls, we collect the numbers, and this is the person that ranked highest, and then the overall winner of the bullpen. So I'm going to start off with the audience favorite, and this bullpen's audience favorite was Athena with her idea of Commence Circle, which is, by the way, fantastic. She's actually helped a couple of people that I know personally, and they've been absolutely thrilled with her work. So congratulations, Athena. A large part of the attendees did believe that you had one of the best ideas. And now to the winner of the bullpen. It is actually Doruk with his idea about VolunTeen. And I think that, this idea is so amazing because I know kids around the world ask me all the time, hey, what can I do for volunteering? Who can I go and partner with? Who can I talk to? So Doruk, I know that, you've been watching the bullpen for the last couple of years, and I know you were extremely nervous coming in today. So congratulations. And to all the other participants, I just want you to know that keep doing what you're doing. You are changing someone's life out there. So again, keep going, guys. Fantastic. And Doruk, I'd love to ask you to say a few words. What was the process like, coming up to this day and getting everything together? Tell us about it.
So actually, I've been working on this project for a while, I think 5-6 months. And actually today I came to the bullpen because I want to practice, because I'm going to be presenting to volunteering centers and schools soon. And I thought that by practicing here, I could better my skills.
Absolutely. And how are you feeling like right now? Like how does it feel to be at the top of this competition at the end of all this preparation? How do you feel? Tell me.
I'm like very giddy, I guess. Also, something that Marcelo said really made me think again. So he said that always increase your odds by practicing harder, and that really made me think. So when I first came, I was like, there's a 33% of me winning this, right? But then when he said that, I was like, actually, the harder I work, the higher I can make my chances. So that's what came to my mind. Yeah.
Amazing, Doruk. Well, thank you so much. Do you have any words that we can eventually show future bullpen participants when they eventually do participate in this competition? Words from a winner. Anything you want to say to them?
I'd say have more faith in yourself, and that you're better than you think you are.
Amazing. I actually think that's not only for the future participants, but I think all of us could use that line once in a while. So yeah, that being said, Doruk, thank you so much. Thank you, Athena, Kaitlin, and everyone else that joined us today. Once again, it was a fantastic event, and yeah, look forward to more in the future. Back to you, Ethan.
Thank you, judges. I think Pavan summed it up really nicely. Thank you, Doruk, and thank you for all of the folks who are behind the scenes who've worked through this event as well. I really appreciate all your help, and I'm sure all of our young entrepreneurs will as well. We hope to see you next time, and have a great day ahead, or night, or wherever it is, but go grab some food, I think, is the main thing. Have a wonderful day, folks. Goodbye.